Hello, I'm James Morrow. And you know what two things today has in common? Well, whatever day of the week it is, it's gonna end in Y. Oh, and there's one other thing. It's a pretty fair bet the Biden White House will be doing some lying during it. Now, ever since the FBI busted down the door of Donald Trump's Mar-A-Lago compound, Joe Biden's people have been denying that they had any knowledge of the raid or indeed anything to do with it. Well, guess what? In the words of Frank Pentangeli, it was all lies. And let's find out what those lies were as we go busting the narrative. Right now, I want you to cast your mind back to the heady days when the FBI figured out their fishing expedition was going to come back with less for the plate than that time Ernest Hemingway and his son went shark shooting off Havana with nothing more than a Tommy gun and a case of rum. This was about the same time they started suggesting that maybe Donald Trump had even taken, nuclear launch codes with him. A preposterous thought for so many reasons, but who knows, maybe he had even set up a Strangelove-style alternate war room in the Mar-A-Lago basement. This was also, though, the same time that the White House was denying that it had anything at all to do with what went down in Florida.
The FBI is serving a search warrant on the former president's residence in Florida. Was the president or anyone at the White House aware of that search warrant, or has anyone at the White House or the president been briefed in the aftermath of that search warrant being executed?
No. The president was not briefed, was not aware of it. No one at the White House was given a heads up. No, that did not happen. I can say that President Biden has been unequivocal since the campaign. He believes in the rule of law, in the independence of the Justice Department investigations.
Or the president been briefed in the aftermath of that search warrant being executed?
No. The president was not briefed, was not aware of it.
Is this administration weaponizing the Justice Department and the FBI against political opponents?
Peter, the president believes in the rule of law. The president believes in the independence of the Department of Justice.
That's a yes or no?
No, it's a yes or a no for you. You may not like it, but I'm answering the question.
Independence, rule of law, or in the words of Police Squad's Lieutenant Frank Drebin,
nothing to see here, please disperse. Nothing to see here, please.
Except though there was something to see here. Now, remember what this fight, at least at its most basic reported level, is about. Namely, whether or not Donald Trump has the right to keep certain papers from his presidency, and if he had the power to declassify those documents. Two things that all former presidents have been allowed to do in the past. Now, a website called Just the News has uncovered some interesting memos which suggest the White House's involvement in all this may be, surprise, a lot greater than they would like us to believe. Rather than being a hands-off affair, the memos prove that the White House counsel's office worked with the National Archives to kick off what in any sane world would never be contemplated, namely a criminal investigation based around the Presidential Records Act. According to the website, the memos show that then White House Deputy Counsel Jonathan Su was engaged in conversations with the FBI, the Department of Justice, and the National Archives as early as April, shortly after 15 boxes of classified material and other materials were voluntarily returned to the Federal Historical Agency from Trump's home. So already, that connection is happening. But by May, just a month later, Su then conveyed to the archives that President Joe Biden, would not object to his waiving his predecessor's claims to executive privilege, a decision that, once made, opened the door for the Department of Justice to get a grand jury to issue a subpoena compelling Trump to turn over any remaining materials he possessed from his presidency. Very high-stakes poker here, and the crazy thing, too, is all this was hiding in plain sight. Now, the website Just the News reports that the most complete summary of all this was contained in a lengthy letter dated May 10, which acting National Archivist Deborah Steidel-Wall sent to Trump's lawyers. In this letter, she summarized the White House's involvement. In other words, She told him all about it and said, on April 11th, the White House counsel's office, affirming a request from the Department of Justice, supported by an FBI letterhead memorandum, formally transmitted a request that the National Archives provide the FBI access to the 15 boxes for its review within 7 days, with the possibility that the FBI might request specific copies of specific documents following its review of the boxes, Wall told Trump defense attorney Evan Corcoran. Now, that letter, what did it do? Well, it revealed that Biden had indeed empowered the National Archives and Records Administration, NARA, to waive any claims of executive privilege that Trump might assert to block the Department of Justice from gaining access to the documents. This is unprecedented, and it's never happened before. It went on to say that the counsel to the president has informed me that, in light of the circumstances here, President Biden defers to my determination, that is, as the archivist, in consultation with the Assistant Attorney General for the Office of Legal Counsel, and so on and so forth. In other words, she went on, I have therefore decided not to honor the former president's protective claim of privilege. So, this tells us that they were willing to take away a president's right to claim privilege, as all other presidents have been allowed to do, but not only that, that they knew in the White House exactly what was going on to facilitate a criminal probe of the Democrats' most likely rival in 2024. But you knew that already, because hey, after all, it's a day that ends in Y. Thanks for watching. I am James Morrow, and to support this channel, please like, share, and subscribe below, and I'll see you next week for more Busting the Narrative. Bye-bye.